Today I'm showing you guys how to take apart and clean your auto Ordinance Thompson. First step, take the magazine out. Then you're going to pull a bolt to the rear and you're going to make sure no bullets inside the chamber. Now what you're going to do is you're going to close the bolt and you're going to dry fire. If it's cocked, you won't be able to get it apart. Now what you're going to do, there's a little button right here that I've already depressed with a screwdriver. And once that little pin is depressed, you'll be able to pull it. Oh, if it'll focus. Come on. Then what you're going to do is you're going to pull it apart. Now get this up like this. You can see that pin in there. And if you pull it forward even farther, it hits a stop because you have to hit that little pin and pull it apart again. I didn't show that because it's pretty hard to do one-handed, but here's your pin, and it rides down inside this groove, and when it gets to about here, you have to stick your screwdriver back in there, pull it back up, and then finish pulling it apart. So next thing you're going to do is take your screwdriver again, you're going to stick it down that little groove, and pry it up and out, and then these are your recoil springs. Now your recoil spring has a little groove in it, which when I pull this up, this is for your firing pin. That groove sits inside there, and that's what holds your firing pin in place. And you can get your spring out. Okay. And then what you're going to do is you're going to grab it like that, where you're holding that, and tip it like that. And that's going to pop out there. That sits against your firing pin. That's actually holding constant pressure on it with that spring. So what you're going to do is you tip it on the side. Kind of like on the M1 Grand. It's got a little groove right here. You pull that right there. That's going to pop down. Yeah, it's kind of hard to do on here, but this guy here, see how it pops out? And this guy comes out. Just like so. So then this guy slides to the back, down and out. And that's really as far as you need to take it apart for cleaning purposes. I haven't shot this yet, so there's really no need to clean the barrel. But it would be pretty straightforward. You know, you get yourself a bore snake, whatever you go through. I would go through this side, out to here, pull it out there, back out that way. I don't know how well you can see that, but this comes pretty well lubed. I mean, this is right out of the box, but what I'm going to do is add a little bit more, because I like my guns running smoothly. And this is not really meant for guns, but I have found that this stuff here works like a charm. Once you got that lubed up in there, yeah, I can already tell a difference just by doing that. I slid that too far forward, but alright, so just like when you're coming apart, this has to be down like that. So that can go down in there, and that pushes back up and goes forward. Throw a little bit more lube on here. And then this guy goes down in there, tap it forward. You hear it hit the bottom. You take your spring and then your firing pin. Now, pretty important when this is going back together that actually hooks onto your firing pin. But so you want to make sure that that's pointed down like that when you go in. Oh, come on, buddy. There we go. Alright, so now, gotta do this without bending your springs too much because they need to go back together. Oh. So that is hard to do one-handed because you have to make sure your springs are going in straight. But basically what you do, get your springs in there, you push that down. You have to push your firing pin forward to where it's flush like that. That way it catches on your recoil spring. Probably should have lubed this up while I had it out. I just wasn't thinking about it. So we're going to throw some lube on here too. And also right here. Alright, so now a lot of moving parts to go up here. I want it to be nice and slick. Getting the two halves back together is really straightforward. You just get it started inside that groove. You grab it. You pull it back like that. I know in my last video I was kind of complaining about how hard this is to cock. Now that it's all lubed up, it's still stiff. Way, way stiff, but it's 10 times better than it was, which is what I was aiming for. And there you have it. That is how you take apart and clean and lube your Thompson.